Brought to you by With Him Moreland Construction and Services LLC. If you have any housing projects which include an interior or an exterior remodel, if you need a brand new roof, if you need any electrical services or just anything around the house, don't tackle on that house project by yourself. Give these guys a call at 501-326-4533. They will also include a free inspection upon arrival. Also brought to you by Superior RV in Conway, Arkansas. Get pre-qualified for an RV within seconds. No effect on your credit score. No need for a social security number or date of birth. Give these guys a call at 501-214-8153 or visit their website at rvbestbuy.com. Also, support our other sponsors here. They work hard to make sure that our page is running, which in return keeps you guys safe during the big events, severe and winter weather alike. If you need additional business, if you have a small business or a big business, give us an email at info@arkansasweatherwatchers.org. Well, hello everyone. This is Chief Forecaster Cameron and
Derek here. Well, once again, first off, a very Merry Christmas to everybody around the state. We thank you for joining us and trusting us every day of the year, and of course, during the holiday season. We've taken our time off, and now all eyes are on what the next 2 weeks holds. Really leading in, starting with tomorrow especially, looking at Saturday as well, and then kind of a tidbit as to what we're seeing as we head into the upcoming new year just beyond as we turn the calendar to 2025.
Definitely. So, first and foremost, we've been talking about this over the last couple of days. This actually started, I think, late last week before the weekend. We had told you guys that, there was going to be the potential of seeing some stronger storms as we move into late, this week and into the weekend, and that's what we've got. So then we're going to have to watch tomorrow for that potential seeing severe threat, which will be Thursday, depending on what time you see this. We'll have that severe weather threat for central and southern Arkansas. And then we're going to have to watch Saturday here. Now, as of the recording of this video, we don't have a risk from the Storm Prediction Center. I do believe, both of us think that that's going to change within the next 24 hours here. So by the time you see this tomorrow, we should probably already have a risk out from the Storm Prediction Center. We'll talk more about that coming up in a little bit. And then obviously just kind of picking off on what we had from the last video, temperatures do look to be below normal as we move into 2025. And I do safely say that I think if those that don't want to go into weather, the probability of that is there. Obviously, things have to, come together. Here in Arkansas, things have to kind of align together to get winter weather here. But yeah, at least at the bare minimum, you'll have the cold air in place to support the winter weather threat. So let's go and talk to you guys about the severe weather threat here, guys. And this is going to go for tomorrow, which will be the 26th. As we're recording in this video, it's late Christmas night. So you'll see this risk will probably change a little bit by the time you see this, probably first thing in the morning, etc. But right now we have the level 1 from north central Arkansas down to central Arkansas, and then the level 2 risk from pretty much from Sheridan all the way down to southern and far southwestern Arkansas. This is going to go for the potential of all hazards, damaging winds, large hail, and obviously that isolated tornado potential. And Derek, you want to explain that tornado potential a little bit more?
So really, our tornado threat is going to be based upon two things. Going to be based upon how much instability can we get back into the state. It's also going to depend upon really where our low tracks and if there's any obviously convection ahead of any storms that coming in. Tomorrow does represent that very classic Arkansas swirl line setup where you have a damaging wind threat and a very isolated tornado risk. Obviously, the higher tornado risk is going to be to our south. It's for our folks in Texas and Louisiana, at least as of the recording of this evening. But that being said, our folks in southern Arkansas, we are watching significantly because wherever that warm front sets up is where that higher tornado risk become, where your greatest shear, greatest instability, and greatest overall dynamics are in place. We have plenty of wind energy with this, plenty of moisture with it, and really overall we have a very strong low and trough that is going to move across the state tomorrow night.
Definitely. And as a matter of fact, speaking of the wind energy, with us being so close in proximity to that surface low, it's going to be maximized up there. We're just missing the storm fuel to kind of prevent this from being an actually, I would dare say, level 2, level 3 tornado risk. If you had the if you had the sufficient storm fuel in place here. So that's what we tell you guys all the time. This is our secondary severe weather season. Gulf of Mexico still well above normal. This is going to be kind of a frequent deal until we can get a pattern flip to more of a colder pattern as we move into 2025 here. So let's take a look at the HR, this 0C. So this is going to obviously change by the time you see this. You'll see this tonight, or you'll see it first thing tomorrow morning. As you can see, this is roughly around noon tomorrow, which will be Thursday. And as you can see, there's your boundary coming in. There's your area of low pressure developing right along the Red River. And for our folks in East Texas, Louisiana, West Louisiana, you're going to have a lot of folks that are going home from the holidays. A lot of people that are going to be traveling, etc. I know for a very, 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 very big fact that you're going to have all your interstates over here that are going to be busy with post-Christmas traffic. Give them a heads up down here. I know we only cover the state, but obviously we've got family and friends that live down here in East Texas, Louisiana. Give them a heads up, tell them what's going on, etc. here. And we can take this out, and there, as you can see very clearly, even on the model data, there's your area of low pressure over here in southeastern Oklahoma. If you want to go ahead.
So where this low is, and basically along underneath it, it's very similar to what you see with a tropical system, where underneath and to the right of that low is where we expect is where your wind energy will be maximized. Plenty of shear that gets down to the ground. Again, the big thing is going to be that instability, the storm fuel. How much of it can we get into the state ahead of this low, ahead of this rain shield coming in? But with the current track of the low and the situation that favored our folks in southwest, south central Arkansas, basically where our slight risk is right now. Hence why we are worried not only about the threat of damaging wind, but that threat of a isolated tornado or two embedded within that swirl line or even that rain shield. Because we see this a lot in like Kansas and Missouri. Whenever Arkansas has a higher end threat, our lows that move through there, it's what we call a cold core setup.
Cold core setup, yep.
Where you get those brief spin ups, very isolated storms that manage to get up into that cold air loft and work every bit of wind energy down.
Yep.
Now, are we saying that's going to happen? No, but the possibility is there. Therefore, hence why you have your tornado risk as far north as I-40 on Thursday.
Yeah, and as you can see, I think personally, so I know that tornado risk goes up pretty much from Fort Smith over here towards the Clinton area. I think it's just outside of Jonesboro, the Batesville area, etc. I'm very uncertain that far north. But obviously, here's the thing that you have to watch out for. These models, at the end of the day, it's just guidance. At the end of the day, it's not going to be 100% perfect. And the more thing that I want to stress too is you're in late December. So we see this all the time where, model data will have there's barely any instability left, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But you get to the day of, and instead of it being 100, it's 300, 400, and it's in a much widespread area. So this is something that we're going to have to watch all day tomorrow. Now, here's the deal. This is not going to be a tornado outbreak by any stretch of the matter. However, like Derek said before, with the wind energy that we've got in place, this is enough to start a tornado threat. Because what happens is storms are allowed to become what's called surface-based. They become surface-based. They tap into that wind energy, and boom, that's where you're going to get a tornado threat. So I think personally, where they have that 5% there, it's perfect.
Yes.
From southwest Arkansas, north the Arklatex region, down to East Texas, and down to Louisiana, there could be even greater tornado probabilities down here that we would have to watch out for. But this just right here, the amount of instability we have in southern and southwest Arkansas, it's just something you can't ignore. As a matter of fact, I think it has it nearing 500 down here in southwest Arkansas. And as you can see, that belt of instability, that's pretty much I-30 from Texarkana, Hope, Arkadelphia, up to the Malvern area. You'll have to watch that potential. And I think if this were to trade there, maybe it would squeeze a map out and be like, hey, this is where the localized tornado threat's going to be, right there from Texarkana, southwest Arkansas, up to the metro. And that's what we'll have to watch as we move into, by the time you see this tomorrow or your Thursday, across southern southwest Arkansas. Go ahead.
Yep. And again, we're not saying it's going to happen, but your wind threat with this, regardless of your tornado threat.
Yeah.
I want to
Look at
stress this, is that your damaging wind threat is going to definitely be there tomorrow across much of central and southern Arkansas. Also, not only do we have to deal with the wind threat, I say tornado threat, we have a flooding threat tomorrow as well. 2 to 4 inches of rain is going to fall across very saturated grounds tomorrow evening. So again, we're going to have to deal with the flood threat as well out of this tomorrow as well. And that's going to be across a greater portion of the state. There's a slight risk for flooding across much of the state on your Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this is going to move out
Yeah.
on Thursday night, early Friday morning. Those rain areas come down. Warm front comes north, dry, very nice on Friday, almost spring-like, Cameron.
Yeah, spring-like. Yeah,
But-
temperature 60s. Might get some 70s down there in South Arkansas. Yeah.
As we know, spring-like in Arkansas in December
Don't know.
can lead to more trouble.
Yeah,
And
it'll-
that's what we're going to be watching as our system is now moving on shore over in Oregon and California and Washington right now. It is moving onshore this evening. That system is very, very strong, and it's going to be moving our way for Saturday.
Yeah, and as you can see, let's take this out all the way to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday here. And one thing I want to note, let's take a look at this. So compare this upcoming event that's happening on Thursday to Saturday. Look at the big difference here. We'll go back over here. That's 0Z. Let's put 18Z real quick. So this is going to be the biggest difference between this event coming up on Thursday and the event on Saturday. Just a day and night difference between the storm field, where you barely had any in Southwest Arkansas, to, you would think, I mean, this is what, if you didn't know any better, you'd look at this and think it's late March.
Yep.
So, instability near 1,500, as a matter of fact, with it being the GFS, I would argue, once we start getting the higher res data in and stuff like that, wouldn't be shocked that 2,000 starts making its way down up into southern Arkansas. So we'll have to watch that closest move this Saturday. Go ahead.
Because the biggest thing is that, with the global models especially, again, it's just guidance. It's one piece of guidance amongst multiple different runs, multiple different data that is run throughout the day. As we go into wintertime, a lot of things are climatology based. So that means you get a lot more colder bias to this. That's why our concern with this system coming up Saturday is much more intense than it is for tomorrow. Not downplaying tomorrow whatsoever, but we are really, really, really kind of honing in on Saturday as well, because one, we won't have the rain covers that we have on Thursday. Two, we're gonna have about a day or two of recovery. We're also going to have temperatures much warmer than we have on Thursday. We're going to have instability levels a lot higher, wind energy is a lot better, the lows a lot further north. So a lot of these things come into play, and that's why Saturday, there's no risk out yet. I fully expect by this time tomorrow night, again, this is on Christmas night, so I expect by this time on Thursday night, we will be mentioning that possibility for Saturday as well.
Definitely. So I think on Saturday, this is something that we'll have to continue to monitor. It looks like we've got a shortwave that's going to be cutting in.
Yes.
This is right around 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. I mean, you've got the environment instability up to 1,000. You've got the sufficient dew points. I will be really shocked. I'd be really, really shocked if we didn't, by this time tomorrow, which I say you'll see this on Thursday, that we didn't have some sort of risk out, even if it's just a low-end marginal risk. I wouldn't be shocked that there was some sort of risk being put out as we move towards Saturday, because things just look pretty good for the potential unseen severe weather here. And you can go with the Euro. We can take a look at let's look at the moisture here with the European model, and more the same. There's your low pressure right there on the Red River. That's more of a dry line setup across the Red River down to East Texas and Southern Texas. Your cold front feature back out here towards the west. And you have your warm front draped across northern Arkansas. And then one thing I will say, it's something that we need to watch very closely. There is a slowdown. I've noticed that over the last couple of days, where this has gone from being the East Arkansas, the Dixie area, over there, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. Now this is shifted back towards Arkansas, the Arklatex region, etc. You got to watch that very closely here, because that's something that you won't know until you're right on the day itself. So that's something that we'll have to monitor over the next couple of days. But definitely something. I mean, look at there. That's the European model on on Saturday. So Derek, I don't know about you, unless you see something I don't see how you get out of this without some sort of risk on Saturday.
If I were to say, a risk on this right now, I would say our folks from Fort Smith all the way down I-40 and then up 67, up towards Jonesboro, places like that. And then, of course, obviously everybody south of that. My only question is going to be our folks in the Ozarks, obviously, because, does that warm front get back over
9 times out of 10 now.
The mountain range, similar to the problem we have with Arctic air coming in the wintertime. It can't get over the mountains fast. Same thing with the warm front coming north. It can't get over the mountains from the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
So that being said, I fully, I would be shocked to see a risk area north of that line, but definitely at least from Jonesboro to Little Rock to Texarkana points east, I would almost be certain to see a risk area out on Saturday for this event.
Yeah.
Again, further west, like over the Washita Mountains and the River Valley, remains to be seen. It's all going to be based on how fast this is going to move through, because if the front's through at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to have a risk.
Yeah, look at just the 18Z, by the way. Look at your temperatures on Saturday. You're talking, look at our 70, 71 Odo, Camden, almost 80 degrees down here in Texas, Louisiana. That's crazy for late December here, guys. So, obviously, that's all we got for you guys right now. We'll have more information throughout the day tomorrow, which will be Thursday. Whenever you see this video, we'll have more information on the page. And also we'll have more information on Saturday here as well. We'll start getting our crew back after Christmas and everything like that here, guys.
Just a quick thing on going into 2025 as well.
Yeah.
Just really quick on that. So again, we talked about the severe weather. We do want to quickly mention, we don't want to take focus away from the severe weather threats.
Yeah.
But just a really quick, the biggest thing is,
I would say, right there.
As we head into the new year, they're going to have a lead-up period to major Arctic air coming in. They're going to have a shot after shot after shot of deep cold air coming in. And then, as you can see, as we head to the new school year, school week, because most schools in Arkansas don't come back till January 6th, January 7th. As we head to the new school year, my concern is growing. Cameron's concern is growing. We could be talking about winter weather, potentially several rounds of winter weather, similar to what we've seen in January's past. This is very eerily similar setup to what we've seen. Cold air is going to be given regardless.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna go over to
the
the
trends for winter weather are there. If you want winter weather and you are a winter weather lover, this is something you want to see. Again, GFS, more cold bias than the Euro. Again, we are still 2 weeks out, so as we stated,
things can
and will change. But I know NOAA is highlighting below average temperatures and above average precip. Your storm track is still very active, so if we can get a storm track along the Gulf Coast to interact with this cold air, that's where you get your winter weather. Again, cold air is trending up. Winter weather chances are trending upwards, but not as fast as your cold air threat. But something to watch, something for you to think about as we head into the new year. Yes, we are watching for cold air. Winter's not done by any sorts of the imagination.
No, just getting started.
This is a typical La Nina pattern. And January, as I said, is our snowiest month of the year.
Yeah, guys. So that's all we got for you guys right now. We'll have more information as we move in tomorrow, and then obviously we'll have more information as we move into the weekend here. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.